To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So, almost finished with the project that I told you about the other day. We went over to a little trailer park. We asked permission to go over there. They had 2 trees down. They were popular trees. And we finally got it all cut up and all the logs brought over and some of the brush. I think we got probably another 2 loads of brush. So, while we were there, they told us that we could have these logs. So, we split that up into manageable sizes. Of course, we got to split it up a little bit more, of course, but they were so heavy I couldn't lift them. So we got that split and put into the truck. Boy, the truck was really heavy because we also had several logs that we put in that had to be split so I could get them into the truck. These are heavy because these are so wet. That stuff over there, it's ready to burn now. It's cured. It's been sitting there for a couple of years, I would imagine. The project's basically finished. We'll go over and get brush. It's on our way to Dollar General. So when we go to Dollar General, we go to there a couple times a week. We'll just pick up a load. And we told them it would take us a couple weeks, so they're all fine with it. So we'll get this split up. And then that'll give us probably a full cord of wood, I would think, easily. That only takes 3 to 4 months to dry. Now, well, like I said, we were getting the brush also. So this is 2 loads of the brush that we've gotten. Of course, we got another 2 loads. This stuff's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna burn so well. When it dries out, it'll be dry probably in October. Popular wood burns very fast. And so they really recommend that you use it kind of like kindling, get things started. This would be great when Carolyn wants to cook. We're gonna build an outdoor wood oven, basically out of an electric oven. I've told you about that in the past. We're still trying to find one without a glass door. We don't want a glass door. So as soon as I find one without a glass door, I've downloaded an app so it warns me anytime Craigslist or something has a listing in my area. I can look at it. So we'll find one eventually. And then she'll be able to use this to cook oven foods. We haven't had oven foods in 3 years. Now, of course, we still got our 3.5 cords down here that we already got. This is all deadfall, basically. Well, not all of it. There's 2 smaller trees that we're living. So I'm feeling really accomplished today. We got a lot accomplished, very proud. And when I say I'm proud, I know that they say the pride is one of those, deadly sins, but I think there's something to say about being self-prideful, about what you have accomplished. I've been walking around all day with a little smile on my face. I'm quite happy that I got some results out of this. You do something and you see the finished product, you're like, wow, you did that all by yourself. Of course, Carolyn helped me. I don't want to take credit away from Carolyn. What she does is the manual log splitter that we have, she does the operation. I hold the log on. Makes it a lot easier. And she likes doing it. She really likes doing it. She pushes me out of the way. I don't get to use it very often. So there's just a lot of pride to finishing a job. And I notice every day nearly, I'm walking around with a little smile on my face because I'm happy about what I've accomplished. From what I understand, I'm not a doctor, your brain produces endorphins when you do something that makes you happy. When you're happy, it's a good thing. working and accomplishing things makes me happy. I think it makes a lot of people happy when they see the finished product. Imagine you're working on a quilt if you like doing quilts, or you're doing an art project, or you're building a building. You finish it and you stand back and you're like, yeah, that's mine. The thing about it is every day for the rest of your life, except for the wood pile, of course, you can stand back and look at it and say, wow, look at what I did. I know I built 2 porches on my old house. I still drive by that house and look at the porches and I think, man, that is just neat. I mean, of course I sold the house. So when I get the tiny house built, I'll be able to stand back for as long as I own this place and think, man, that's awesome. These endorphins are important to a person. And I think this is partially a problem with our society, is they don't get enough endorphins. I've been told that I do too much work, but I just don't agree. I think that the work is important. I go to bed tired every night, get up anxious, ready to do the next day's work. I know we had 8 acres that we rented for $350 a month. Now think about that, 8 acres, $350 a month. We lived there 2 years. We never got to do anything on it. We were hardly home. I loved the place. But after a while, it was like, the only thing I got to do was cut grass. And I was like, okay, that's the thing I have to do. Because I worked so much that I never got to spend time on the property. Well, here, I work so much doing something for me that I enjoy. Yeah, it's hard work, but it's no more hard than the work I was doing when I was employed by an employer. So I get up in the morning, I do my online business, make some money, and just enough that I, put some in savings and eat and that kind of thing and pay my bills. And then the rest of it is to take care of myself and to be happy. And I get to stay here and be happy. And so I'm producing endorphins. It's obvious because I'm just grinning. I'm just so happy. Which prevents me from having to go and do things that I think society has started doing because they don't get enough endorphins. See, I really think, again, I'm not a professional, that society has really taken a depressive mode. There's so many people on medications for depression, and it's serious. I worked in a sheltered workshop, and I had a lot of folks with mental illness work for me. They're depressed and anxiety. In my opinion, the reason is because there was no influence in their life that made them happy. The folks I worked with, a lot of them had to go to some sort of care facility at night, so they'd be listening to other care facilities. They have to watch what somebody else watched on TV. And so you get wrapped up in these types of addictions, the cell phone, for example. Everybody's buried in the cell phone. And the thing that makes you happy now is you get the click of the like button or somebody replies to you. Now think about this. Another thing that produces endorphins that you're proud of because of pride is, like, for example, when you buy a new car, you buy something that you really like. I mean, when I bought that truck, man, I love that truck. Don't get me wrong, I still love the truck. But it doesn't have that feeling that it had when I first bought it. And you're just walking around smiling, and you're washing it all the time, you're excited and you're happy. That newness wears off and it's like, okay, well, now I gotta go buy a new truck so I can be happy. Well, I don't have to buy anything. I just get up the next morning and think of a different project to do, whether it's cutting wood or, cutting the grass. I said that the 8 acres, I would cut grass and it become mundane. But here, it's not mundane because now I get to sit out in the yard and actually enjoy the freshly cut grass. Look across the yard and think, man, that's pretty and it's mine. I think about animals, pets. I've been a pet owner most of my life. Not for the last 3 years, I haven't. I think I can see when an animal is happy or sad. And I've noticed that animals that don't get to go outside and run around very much, they just look so unhappy. And there's nothing to give them that endorphin rush. Look at me, I'm so happy. But then you get an animal that goes out and plays and runs around and has a good time all the time. And they're really happy, they're burning energy and they're doing things that they enjoy and they're proud that they caught the ball. From what I have observed in life, even animals require some endorphins to be happy. But they can't go and do anything if they're unhappy. They just have to be unhappy. Well, humans can do things to make themselves happy even if they're not happy, like go buy a car. But obviously, we have a huge illegal substance problem in our society. In some cases, we actually have legal substances, prescriptions. And so people take these prescriptions to be happy. What happens is literally doing exactly what I feel when I cut some wood or I bring a whole tree home from somebody's property. You're artificially pumping out endorphins using these substances. I don't have to rely on other artificial things. I come out every day and I can just be happy. And I wonder how many people nowadays can actually say that. So I hope I can inspire you to go out and find that thing that you love to do that doesn't cost money to make yourself happy. Thanks for watching.